I came home early from work to surprise my husband. My neighbor ran outside and blocked my front door. I've been planning this for weeks. Our 5th anniversary was tomorrow, and I wanted to start celebrating early. I left work at noon, picked up his favorite meal from the Italian place downtown, bought flowers, the whole thing. I was so excited driving home that I was practically bouncing in my seat. We'd been through a rough patch lately, both working too much, ships passing in the night, but I wanted to show him I still prioritized us. I pulled onto our street at 12:45, way earlier than I'd ever come home before. That's when I noticed something strange. My neighbor Gloria was standing in her front yard, just standing there, staring at my house. She's lived next door for 8 years. Sweet woman, mid-60s, always brings us cookies at Christmas. When she saw my car pull into the driveway, her face changed. She started walking toward me fast, almost running. I got out of the car holding the takeout bags, confused. Gloria, what's wrong? She didn't answer. She just positioned herself directly in front of my door, arms slightly out like she was guarding it. Sweetheart, she said, her voice shaking. I need you to not go inside right now. I laughed, nervous. What are you talking about? I have lunch for Derek. I tried to step around her. She moved with me, blocking my path again. Her eyes were wet. Please, she said, just wait. Let me explain first. I felt the first flicker of something cold in my chest. Gloria, you're scaring me. What's going on? Is Derek okay? Is he hurt? She closed her eyes for a second like she was gathering strength. He's not hurt, she said quietly. I wish that's what this was. I stood there holding pasta and flowers while my 64-year-old neighbor looked at me with more pity than I'd ever seen on a human face. The cold flicker turned into a freeze. I looked at my house, at the closed curtains in the bedroom window, curtains that were open when I left this morning, at Derek's car in the garage, visible through the side window. He told me he had meetings all day. He said he wouldn't be home until 6. I pushed past Gloria. She grabbed my arm. Don't, she begged. Not like this. You deserve to not have this image in your head forever. I stopped. What image? She was crying now, actually crying. I've been watching it happen for months, she said. Different cars, always when you're at work. I didn't know how to tell you. I thought maybe it wasn't my place. But today I saw her go in and I couldn't let you walk into that blind. I felt my hands go numb. The takeout bags dropped. Flowers scattered on the concrete. Her, I said. Who is her? Gloria wiped her face. I don't know her name. Dark hair. Drives a white SUV. She paused. She's parked around the corner right now. I turned and looked down the street. There it was. A white Lexus SUV parked 3 houses down, tucked against the curb like it was hiding. I recognized it immediately. I'd seen it 100 times before. It belonged to my sister. Everything after that happened in slow motion. I walked to my front door. Gloria didn't try to stop me again. I could hear her behind me saying she was sorry, so sorry, but her voice sounded like it was underwater. I unlocked the door quietly. The house was still. I could smell her perfume, the one I bought her for her birthday last year. I walked down the hallway toward our bedroom. The door was closed. I could hear them talking, laughing. My husband's laugh, the one I fell in love with, mixing with my sister's voice. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just opened the door. They were sitting up in bed, sheets tangled. And when they saw me, the expressions on their faces weren't guilt or shame. They were annoyance, like I was interrupting something. Derek spoke first. You weren't supposed to be home until 6. That was the sentence he chose. Not, I'm sorry. Not, I can explain. Just you weren't supposed to be home. My sister, my baby sister, the one I'd protected our whole lives, just pulled the sheet up higher and wouldn't meet my eyes. I stood in that doorway for what felt like hours, but was probably 30 seconds. My brain was trying to process 2 betrayals at once and failing at both. I waited for one of them to say something that made sense, something that would make this less devastating than it looked. My sister finally spoke. She said, we didn't mean for you to find out like this. Like there was a better way to find out your husband was sleeping with your sister. Like the method of discovery was the problem. Derek reached for his phone on the nightstand, casual, like I wasn't even there. I looked at the bed I'd slept in for 5 years, at the nightstand with our wedding photo still on it, and my sister's clothes on the floor next to my husband's. Gloria appeared in the doorway behind me. She put her hand on my shoulder. I have the guest room ready, she said. Stay with me tonight. We'll figure out the rest tomorrow. I nodded because I couldn't speak. I turned and walked out of my own house, leaving them there in my bed. I didn't take anything with me. I didn't have a plan. I just walked next door with a 64-year-old woman who cared more about my dignity than my own family did. The divorce was finalized 3 months later, and my sister still doesn't understand why I won't return her calls.